Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time zone you're watching me from. This is Maple coming to you live again here on a Sunday evening. I hope you are having a blast, or you're enjoying your weekend, or you are ready for the new week. As it is here in Fairbanks, Alaska, we are 8:45 p.m. here, and I hope that you have enjoyed your weekend. Whatever plans you had this weekend, that you are all done and ready for another new week. Um, yes, and if you're watching me for the first time, I am originally from Fiji. I'm a registered nurse, still working full time, and I now live here in Fairbanks, Alaska. And I started this business a year and almost 7 months now. And this Go Live is part of it. But if you've been following me, thank you for being here. Um, your presence here is meant to be, as I am about to share something about today and how I use this Sunday. As it is my day of rest. And now that I'm off every weekend, I get to enjoy that rest, um, and prepare for a new week. And um, so yeah, you can put down in the comment, what your weekend was like, or what your Sunday was like, or whether you are enjoying rest time, or you are looking for that rest. You've been working so hard and not having enough time to rest. And so, welcome here. Today is Sunday, but it's also day 7 of the Advent, Advent day 7. And so I'm going to share a little bit of that before I get into our usual Sunday reflection, rest, and inspiration for a new week. So let me know, what. Or you can share with me, how you're feeling right now, after the weekend, or you're looking forward to a new week, and share it with emojis. If you don't want to comment, just drop in the comment and emoji. If put a star if you're hopeful, put a light bulb if you need clarity, or a prayer emoji if you're believing for something this week. Looking forward to another week. So you can put that down. A star if you're looking for clarity. Actually, no, a star if you're hopeful, and a light bulb if you need clarity, or a prayer emoji if you're believing for something this week. So just drop it down in the comments. I would like to hear that. I'd like to hear what you are feeling right now. So as I said, today is Advent, day 7, Advent. And today's theme for Advent is light. The light, and because it's the Christmas season, the light of Christ that shines through every dark season, every uncertain step, and every quiet prayer. And light is more than brightness. It is definitely more than brightness. It is comfort. It's direction. It's hope in places we thought were forgotten. So when we open that little Advent window, so let me just share this with you. This year I started an Advent calendar mainly for my grandchildren, and had them get the Advent calendar. And so we have completed 1 week of the Advent, and every day has an activity relating to the reason for this season. And so I had some pictures, and I will share it, what the week went. But it is and because I'm going to talk about like when you open that little Advent window, because we have those little drawers from day 1 to day 25. Um, and the today's Advent window shares about light, but I have recreated it for my, for the sake of my grandchildren, that as they know about, you know, um, the stories of the Advent season and the Christmas season, they also have activities. And today is more like a baking as a family. So today's baking was supposed to be a cookie night. And just this evening, we get to see them share about how they made their cookies and enjoyed it. And even though they're at less than 5 years old, it's just so it brings joy to see them do it with their parents. And so that's just a little bit on how the Advent calendar went for my family. And so here's the thing, um, that window when you open it. For those of you who know about the Advent calendar, or who use it for your family, it really reminds us, because today is about light. It reminds us that Jesus didn't come just so we could see him. He came so that we could see um, beyond fear, so that we could see through uncertainty, so that we could see what God is doing, even when life feels dim or blurred. And sometimes it feels like we're walking through seasons that where we only see one small step at a time. But just like a candle in a quiet room, or I'm just looking at my light here, his light may not remove all the darkness instantly, yet it changes how we see everything in it. Because when there's light, you're able to see. When you have a nice, bright light, or you're able to see everything around. And so here's the thing: if you've been walking through a heavy or confusing season, um, I want you to hear this today. No matter how dark it feels, light always wins. No matter how dark it feels, light always wins. And Christ's light is still shining over your home, your health, your family, your finances, and your future. And so here's the question that I want to ask you: what area in your life do you need God's light to shine on this week? You can put it down in the comments, or put it down for yourself, and reflect on it. Here's the thing: is it your mindset? Is it your decision? Is it your work? Is it your business? Is it your relationship? If you're comfortable, drop it down in one word in the comments, or just put it down for yourself. Something that, if you want to list it down for yourself so that you can reflect on it, please do that. And yeah, and so so that's something that I want to share about the light, and the theme of the day on the Advent calendar, or in the Advent, as we see through this season, and the Advent season. And so the next part of today's live is what I've always done for for months, and that is our reflection, rest, and reset, or renew, or inspiration for a new week. And I welcome you here. Stay till the end, because I have great things to share with you. And now, so here's the thing: I want to shift into this Sunday rest, reset, and renew, whatever you call it, renew, reset, for another new week. And sometimes the most powerful way to begin a new week is to slow down before it starts. And today is the day um, that I usually slow down, take time to rest, um, and before the new week starts, just not rushing, not hustling. This season, there's a lot of hustling, Christmas shopping to do, traveling, um, you know, a lot of things happen during this time of the year. But just slow down, relax, and take those breathing, deep breathing, just reflecting, thinking, and focusing on reflecting on how the week went, and just acknowledging how far you've actually come. And I think this is the time of the year where we reflect on the entire year and how far we have come. When we first started the year, sometimes most people, I would say, would have um, that New Year's resolution or a New Year's goal, whatever it may be. That was the beginning of the year. Now we have come to the end of 2025. Um, just acknowledge how far you have come from where you were in the beginning of the year till to where you're at right now. And so this past week might have held so I'm just going to focus on the past week. It may have held you, probably you had, joy and laughter, unexpected blessings, frustrating moments, or some learning curves. What else? Or a quiet breakthrough that nobody else even saw. And yet, you're here. Yet you are listening here tonight, and still standing, still growing, still showing up. I want you to hear this. Rest is not an interruption. It's preparation. Preparation. Rest is alignment. I can say rest is, it's God's whispering that He is still working in the background, even when we are still, even when we are pausing. And when we slow down, we make room for um, clarity in our thoughts. We make room for peace in our hearts. We make room and refresh vision for what's ahead. So, like I said, you may have had a goal for the week, or if you want to reflect to the beginning of the year, what New Year's resolution you had set for yourself for this year, and coming to the end of this year, what just what you have gone through, or whether you have accomplished it, and what fresh vision on what's ahead. Yes. So if you felt tired, stretched, or a bit overwhelmed, you're not behind. We are only human, and God is still in control. I truly believe that, our strengths, our wisdom, our knowledge, and everything about us is limited. But I truly believe that when we are at the limit of what we can do and what we can control, I believe that God takes over from there. And that is where we put our hope and our trust in. And so take a deep breath with me. And now, let's talk about what is one thing that you're grateful for from this past week. So you've talked about, the things that you have gone through. Now, what is one thing that you're grateful for from this past week? It can be a big or small, an answered prayer, a family time, a win in your business, or simply the strength to keep going. There's so much to be grateful for. And so just ponder upon that and reflect on it, and tell yourself that, there's things that we are grateful for, and there are things that we did not accomplish. those are the things that we can reflect on and say, maybe it is something that does not work for me that I need to let go, or I need to improve on, whatever it may be. Um, and here's so before I end, I'll go live. Here's an inspiration for the new week. As we step into a new week, I want you to speak this over you. I truly believe that we have to speak positive things to ourselves. We have to love ourselves. And so here's the thing: may your heart find peace in the pause. May your spirit find clarity in the stillness. And may your faith rise again with fresh expectation. You are not walking into this week alone. Tell yourself that you're not walking into this week alone. The same God who lit up your past will light up your next step. I'm going to say this again. The same God who lit up your past will light up your next step. So this week, instead of saying, I have to survive another week, it is the busy time of the year. So I have to, instead of telling yourself, I have to survive another week, try saying, I get to walk this week with God's light leading me. So make that and be intentional and be purposeful in that by saying, I get to walk this week with God's light leading me. And in that way, you're telling yourself that yes, you truly need His guidance in everything. And so I want you to carry these 3 words into the new week. That light, let Christ's light guide your decisions. And the other word is rest. Build small pockets of rest into your days. And the third word is expectation. Wake up believing God can shift your things, or can shift things even in ways you can't see yet. Even in ways you can't see yet. So wake up believing God can shift things even in ways you can't see yet. So those 3 words: light, rest, and expectation. So wake up each day with an expectation, and then do it with intention. Whatever it is throughout the week, be intentional. And so here's the thing. I have a few questions that you can reflect on later tonight, in the day, whatever it is. Maybe it's something that you can reflect on, or just have these few questions that if you can write it down, that'll be great. Share it with someone who needs to hear this, who needs to be encouraged. And so here's 4 questions. Where did I see God's light in my life this past week? That's one. The other one is, what is one area I'm inviting His light into this coming week? And how can I build in moments of rest so I'm leading from overflow and not exhaustion? Let me say this again because it's a longer question. How can I build in moments of rest so I'm leading from overflow and not exhaustion? And if any of those questions spoke to you, type a number in the chat, whether it's 1, 2, or 3. You can watch the replay to recall the questions that I've asked. And do type that out. I mean, you can type it out here, or you can even put it down for yourself. It would be nice. I would love to know, which one you're taking into this week after having to say that affirmation for yourself. These are the questions that we can reflect on. And, like I said, if any of these spoke to you, you can put down which numbers related to what you're going through. I'd love to hear that. And so, as I close tonight, um, remember, Advent is our reminder that light has come. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You're not walking alone. This week, may His light warm your heart. May it brighten your home, and steady your steps. If this blessed you today, would you share this with someone who needs a little light? If so, if whatever I've shared today and it has blessed you, share this with someone who needs some encouragement, who needs a little light. And and put a star in the comments if so I know that you're stepping into this new week with renewed hope. I'm cheering you on, and I'm praying that, whatever you have chosen for yourself this week, I can't wait to see what God will do in your life this week or in your journey, whatever you may choose to do this week. So may you have a blessed rest of your evening, day, whatever time zone you're watching me from. Thank you for being here. Share this to anyone that you know needs to hear this. Inaka, Foyexia, and God bless.